It's the Dr. Fitness and the Fat Guy Show, making healthy living fun for everyone.
Let's bring on our first guest today. I'm excited to bring back the president, the founder of TrekDesk.com. This is the treadmill desk. This is the thing that I think
you really love this thing.
That I think is going to change the universe. This should be in every corporate setting, every office. Everyone needs to change their workstation. Get off your ass and now stand or get on a treadmill desk. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks for that great introduction, too.
Listen, first of all, Steve, this is...
Are you standing now, Steve?
He's on the treadmill.
I am standing.
You're not sitting. Well, I'm sitting.
I never sit. I can guarantee that.
Well, now, this was just voted by ForbesInc.com. The treadmill desk is the most, what was the award that you won?
Well, they basically highlighted us as one of the best office luxuries available anywhere.
You see, that's when I heard that, when I said...
very nice coming from a corporate magazine such as Forbes.
Now, when I heard office luxury, I thought of it as being something, this to me is not a luxury, it's a necessity.
Oh, I agree with that. I would agree with that totally. But we're happy anyway. Forbes wants to
Adam wants you to decline the award.
Yes, I want you to turn down, Steve. Say, listen, I can't take this award. We have to decline it because it's not
a luxury. Adam.
It's not a. It's a necessity. Everybody needs to have one of this, and you're the first people that have to. Everyone at Forbes magazine has to change.
I think you'd have more press if you declined.
Yeah,
the award.
that would be great. That's the way to go, Steve.
I should have thought about that angle, Lee. Yeah, that's brilliant. You know, what's interesting is we're trying to get corporations from the top levels to understand the benefits of walking while working. And really the way it's happening, it's more of a grassroots movement. It's employees that are starting it themselves and then introducing it to the executives.
Yeah.
So when Forbes came in and did that, that was some of the first publicity that we got at that level. We also had the same thing when Human Resources magazine did an article on us about 2 months ago. And that really kind of helped us get our foot in the door and have more and more companies looking at this. But they always want more information on clinical studies specific to the Trek Desk. And there are about 7 now universities that have Trek Desks that are applying for grants and looking at doing different studies all the way from cognitive abilities to increases in health from a number of factors, either the back or, heart disease. There's so many broad array of studies that are out there in the next year that'll come out that'll help us.
Now, Steve, are you getting any resistance? Are you getting a lot of people saying to you, "Oh, we need the research, we need the data"?
Yeah, it's the chair lobby.
Or you're right.
It's the.
Lee's right. It is. It's kind of the chair lobby from the chairman of the board.
Right.
If you talk to a chief medical officer, and I don't mean to disrespect any of them out there, but their job is really to look at clinical research and make evaluation and recommendations to the corporation based on those. So without that kind of backup, they really can't make a recommendation, and we're running into that even at the high levels of health insurance companies. And it's in a way it's understandable, but at some point we have to look at a little bit of a common sense approach too, because the magic isn't in the desk, the magic isn't really the treadmill, the magic is in staying upright and moving.
Right.
And there is tons of research that has been done over the last 20 years.
Right. So do you think you're going to have to go the celebrity route and make sure that now, because when things go on the slow track for things to change, the best way to go is go the celebrity route and make sure that
Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump, you do a celebrity apprentice and Donald Trump is all of a sudden he's they show him on and they're like, what the hell is Donald Trump doing? He's on, what is that machine that he's on? Like, oh, that's the Trek Desk.
I think that's a good idea, but I think there's a lot of different tracks you have to go on. Celebrity would certainly not hurt this. But as I mentioned, the grassroots, it's kind of a ground-up educational process because most Americans are just unaware, there's recent reports, I don't know if you saw this, about how Americans, even obese Americans, just don't even recognize the fact that they're obese anymore.
Right. Oh, no. I have a lot of patients that a lot of them say, no, my husband wants me to put on another 20. He likes me.
There was another report that just came out, I believe, about a week ago out of Pennington Biomedical Research in Baton Rouge. And they said that I used to quote on our website that only 10% of American adults actually get exercise, work out in any form or fashion. Pennington says, no, I was wrong. It's 5%. It was worse than I thought.
Right.
So there's this whole educational process that we have to find something that will get Americans up and moving again, because you're not going to get them into the gym if they're not doing it now. Do you know what the number one exercise activity quoted in that research was? It'll stagger your mind.
Sex.
No,
food preparation.
People are there putting food preparation as their activity.
That's an activity?
Yes.
Man.
Now that's scary.
Yeah. No, it's the best is when I have new patients and I ask them about their activity level, and they say, "Oh no, my job keeps me really active." I'm like, "Really? Really? Your job is
my data entry job.
That's what you're going with. Your job is that's all the physical activity you need?" No, I don't think so. Yeah, you're right. There's definitely a skewed perception of how much activity people need to do and what they're actually doing, and how they're perceiving that their work as their main form of exercise. So it's definitely a problem.
I think there's a lot of confusion out there. For example, they read every day that I think the amount of exercise that's being quoted right now to be healthy is 30 minutes a day. Yet at the same time, the Surgeon General recommends at a minimum that we get 10,000 steps, which is 5 miles.
Right.
Now, I don't know anybody that walks 5 miles in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Dean Carnazzi.
Yeah, there's this confusion, and people have just, in my opinion, I think people have shut off and believe they want to believe any reason for their weight gain other than the fact that they're not moving.
Right.
Because they can't control the movement, they don't have enough time in the day to get that movement. So when you don't have a recourse available to you, you look for other things. And a good example of that is just 3 weeks ago, there was a report that was blasted all over the national news about why children may be obese, and it was because they found a variant of the virus for the common cold.
Right, as the reason for being obese, correct.
And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so damaging. Now we have people thinking it's not
my fault.
And the 8 hours of couch.
Right. It's not my fault.
The common cold.
It's a virus. The reason why I'm having it used to be the thyroid. I have low thyroid function. Now it's nope. I've got a virus. It's going to make me obese. I don't. The chips aren't the issue, or the lack of exercise. And
that's what we're all trying to do the same thing here. We're trying to get Americans to understand what the problem is. That a little bit of common sense. That you need to get up and move. We need to start a movement revolution. We already have the food revolution going on. But the movement is critical. I mean, the National Institute of Health stated that, the fact that there was an obesity problem in the 1960s, we consume about 100 calories more today than we did in the 60s. That's it. The big problem is we burn about 600 to 700 calories less per day.
Yeah.
Now, over the course of the week, that's a pound of weight gain at least.
Yeah.
So that's where the biggest problem lies. So how do you change that? And that's really what TrekDesk is designed to do.
Well, Steve, we have to come up with a TrekDesk radio studio that's friendly. That you don't hear the treadmills going. Maybe we can put it's more not so much of a TrekDesk, but like one of those things you put rats in. Like what's those
wheels?
Those wheels, and you just kind of use your hands and your feet at the same time. Maybe that's the way to go.
Steve's working on that in his lab
in a radio studio setting.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of cars with that big ball, the big plastic balls you put hamsters in.
Now, Steve, you were talking about kids and the perception of kids and not getting enough activity. We've just come up with our new book.
You're going to plug our book,
yes,
with Steve as the guest.
Well, no, because I want to find out what the initiative with the TrekDesk is with kids, because our book's about raising active kids, and we've talked about the TrekDesk in corporate settings and setting up your workstation.
Put them in schools.
Yeah, what's the application? Where's any initiatives going for schools and kids?
Actually, there is, and I'm going to actually have to plug another book on top of that. There is a professor at UCLA by the name of Dr. Tony Yancey, who's written a book called Instant Recess, and she sits on the Let's Move campaign with Michelle Obama. She uses a TrekDesk.
Michelle Obama does?
So there's
No, the other lady.
Oh, no, the other lady does. Okay. I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, and her whole mission in life is to get kids up and moving. She's a very dynamic personality and is
what was her name?
100% behind this.
Yeah, the fat guy has to write this name down. Hold on one second. What was that? What was the person's name?
Dr. Tony Yancey at UCLA. And I'll send you all her contact information. She's a great resource and really inspirational in what she's done so far. And you're going to hear a lot about her in the future, especially in the child programs nationwide.
Nice.
Right. So
how did she find you?
I'm trying to remember that, Lee.
It was a party. It was some party that you were at. That you had a couple of drinks. The person down the road.
Steve's very charming.
It was a tall blonde. This Dr. Yancey's a tall blonde. She's hard to miss.
I believe I contacted her first and sent kind of an email to her about what I was trying to do, and I believe that's how it occurred. But
we'll go with that.
A lot of there's a lot of give and take. Just the other day, Rutgers University contacted us, ordered some TrekDesk, and then I got a call from one of the professors that's doing some of the studies. He's doing some work on cognitive. I really shouldn't even be saying this yet. I won't say his name.
No, it's my alma mater. Please do, because if they didn't treat you right, I'm calling them up and busting their chops.
Called Paleo or whatever.
That's where I went to school.
They're great. They're going to be doing more studies on cognitive abilities and at what dose of exercise does it increase brain power.
You know, I think if they had TrekDesk back in the day, they wouldn't have left the Ivy League. That's what I hear.
Well, you know, it's interesting because there is a lot of mental aspects to this. There was another study that came out by the CDC recently that said that 9% of U.S. adults suffer from depression. And they're scrambling trying to figure out why that is. But if you look at the study and you look at it state by state, the lowest percentage was in North Dakota, which was 4.8%. The highest was in 14.8%. Almost 15% of the adults in Mississippi suffer from clinical depression. That happens to be the state with the highest obesity rate.
Right.
I thought it was the states with the highest percentage of TrekDesks.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, I have to do a corollary study on that one as well. But you know, we've been selling now for about a year, and we've made enough of an impact that 7 major universities are looking at doing the studies in the next year, because it takes a while for that clinical information to come out. I really look at this as kind of a 5-year program to educate America, and this whole movement revolution is going to take a while to take hold, but once it does, it's going to be a groundswell, and people are going to demand it, not only in the office space, but in their schools. For example, I've done that with my own son, who's in middle school, who's very bright, but he would be classically diagnosed as ADHD if I let them. But what really his issue is, you can't sit that boy down and expect him to do work. So I worked out a deal with his teachers where when he gets a little out of control, they allow him to go out the classroom door and sprint to the end of the field and back.
Oh, and that
he loves it.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and the teachers love it. So he gets to run a little bit extra during the day, kind of like we did when we were kids, because I had 3 sessions of recess and physical ed. And now the kids are just bound up, and they're really hard on boys.
Right, and they cut a lot of the programs. A lot of school systems are cutting out their programs anyway for exercise too. So yeah, it's what a great innovative way. I like that, Steve.
When I was a camp counselor, I would make the kids do that periodically when they got out of control. I'd go run to the fence,
but it's across the street, and don't worry about the cars coming across the street. But well, listen, Steve, we really appreciate all the stuff that you're doing. We are big.
You know, we're on the team.
We are on your team, and we're on your side, and we want to see TrekDesk go big and go everywhere. And if you want more information, if you want to go buy one, go to TrekDesk.com.
And don't buy the imitations.
Yeah, stay away from the imitations. Just get TrekDesk. That's all you need to worry about. And it sets up a whole workstation for you over your treadmill. It fits any treadmill. You don't have to worry about what size it is. You just plop one of these things right over there. It'll change your world. And listen, if your wife gives you a hard time about your new workstation, tell her, listen, you're going to be happy. You're going to be happier because your husband's healthier. They're exercising less. They don't need to be outside going for 5-mile runs. They can just get on the TrekDesk and be on that all day, and you're getting the same benefit. So we really appreciate you coming on the show, Steve.
Well, thanks, Adam.